Hey, what's up guys, and welcome to this video. IFA 2015. I had the absolute pleasure of going this year. Now, IFA is a consumer electronics show and it takes place in Berlin every year. I was able to attend with thanks to MMD, who paid accommodation and travel, and I got to see some very cool things. IFA, you see everything from washing machines to TVs to smartphones to cooking hobs. And while some people are going to be more passionate about some things than others, there's always plenty to see, and this year was no different. I'm going to be going over some of my highlights because there were literally way too many things to see to share every single one with you, but there are definitely some things that have stood out in my mind and some things that I would love to share with you. So this is my highlights of IFA 2015. And to kick us off, it has to be OLED. OLED probably was the most exciting thing I saw at IFA. OLED isn't necessarily something that's really new. I mean, there are OLED TVs already on the market, and OLED stands for Organic Light Emitting Diode, and essentially what it does is it's a technology that does away with the backlight and each pixel has its own light source. This means that when a pixel is off, it is well and truly off and blacks are black. If you have a really nice smartphone or something like a smartwatch, chances are it might actually already have an OLED screen in it, and you would certainly know because when you look at something that's black, it is black. Other benefits include being able to create bendable and flexible and even transparent displays, and you can see some really cool things with OLED. Colours are just much better, the TVs can be much thinner, and when it well and truly does get here and is available for the masses, we really are going to see some big innovations, and that's the main thing that LG were talking about in their press conference. I mean, do you want a rectangular display or do you want something that can open up a whole world of possibilities? So they were showing off double-sided OLED screens, flexible things. Samsung were even showing off transparent ones that you can sort of overlay stuff over, and it's really pretty cool to see where this is going to go. Personally, the thing I'd love to see most is an OLED monitor, because I think that the color accuracy and the blackness and the screen size that is actually going to be a bit more affordable for people is probably where I would most like to see the technology, but it's going to be everywhere very, very soon. But it's not just OLED to get excited for. As long as you were prepared to walk for quite a long way, you would come to a lot of PC stuff. Philips was showing off their new range of monitors, including this 34-inch curved monitor, as well as a whole host of others. Some have these little backlights that illuminate at the bottom of the monitor, some use quantum dot for improved colour accuracy, some were big 4K 32 inches, and then they were also showing off their new 5K monitor, which should be very interesting if you're a professional. Acer, however, were showing off their new Predator range of monitors, as well as a whole host of other Predator peripherals. So hopefully we'll be able to get some of these in for a review very soon. They were even showing off a new Predator gaming tablet, but they were showing off a game that seemed to be lagging, so not the best way to show that off, as well as some new desktop PCs as well, for those that don't really want to build their own. Samsung were also showing off their range of monitors with the curved ones front and center, but they were also showing off their UHD monitors, as well as some new monitors that will wirelessly charge your phone should it have wireless capability. And finally, BenQ was showing off their curved 34-inch monitor as well. They were also showing it off in a triple monitor gaming setup, so it seems that that is the way to show these things off. So that was the PC stuff anyway. It all seems pretty cool and there's a lot to get excited for. If you're interested in Ultra HD Blu-ray though, 4K Blu-ray if you want to call it that, I was a little bit disappointed, not because it didn't look good, it really does look good, and if you have an HDR TV it can deliver HDR 4K as well, but just because it seemed it didn't really take front and center like I thought it would, and it's been pushed back to next year, and Panasonic with their player being only a prototype, it was only really Samsung that actually had a player that is going to be available early next year. Panasonic said that theirs will hopefully be ready in the summer, but sounded a bit doubtful. So as someone that's a big fan of UHD Blu-ray and Blu-ray discs in general, I came away disappointed. But if you are interested in HDR and 4K TVs, of course there were plenty of them, even if they weren't OLED front and center. So there's going to be loads of innovation, and do watch that space because the TV market is moving incredibly quickly. Now, if smartphones is your thing, then Samsung had a really impressive wall of smartphones which seemed pretty cool, but Sony were grabbing the headlines with their world's first 4K smartphone. And not to be the innovation police, but literally it's just a numbers game. I couldn't see any difference at all, and they were really trying to push the difference by getting this really crap thing next to it and calling it conventional. And to be perfectly honest, I came away more annoyed than impressed, to be perfectly honest, but I'll wait until I actually see the smartphone in a test environment. The Note 5 seemed pretty cool, but I don't like the fact that the battery has been sealed and things like that, but the phone did feel very nice and very premium. I was doing some comparisons to my own personal Note 4, and I think it does feel nicer, but I just can't help but feel I'd rather have the removable back. The new S6 Edge Plus seemed very cool, and the display seemed pretty amazing, but I will reserve full judgment before I get one in for review and do things properly. Smartwatches were really cool though, I have to say. I really can't say the name, but Huawei, or however you meant to say it. I would normally look it up, but I think it's just going to be tricky for anyone to say. The smartwatch seemed really cool, really premium, and a damn sight better than my LG G Watch R, and to be honest, that was probably the thing I came away wanting the most and thinking, maybe I should buy one. But I didn't actually hear any more about what the new version of Android Wear is going to be like, so instead I went to have a look at the new Gear smartwatch, and this doesn't run Android Wear, which to be perfectly honest does put me off. But it doesn't have to run on a smartphone, well, it obviously doesn't have to run with a Samsung smartphone anymore, but I don't really know what I think about it, and I don't think I will until I get one in. So then, that was IFA. There were my highlights. There were loads of washing machines, which I'm sure you can read up on if you're interested. But it was a very cool thing to go to, and I recommend that if you're interested in technology, it might well be a cool thing for you to go to if you can get to Berlin. So thank you so much for checking out this video as always. Thanks so much for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, then give it a like, and if you haven't, give it a dislike. Once again, a big shout out to MMD, who paid for my travel and accommodation to IFA this year, and literally this video wouldn't have been possible without them, so thank you so much. And thank you so much to you guys for watching this video as always. I hope it's been good, and I hope you will continue to check out future videos, and I hope I get to go to IFA again. So thank you so much once again for checking out this video, and I'll see you in the next one.